God. Hi. Happy Friday. It's me. I'm your host, Tooky Kavanagh. It's the Rehash. We're here, we're live, my hair is washed. It's a vibe. So glad to see some people in the chat. Dr. Tina Talon is in the chat. Our stream team captain, Emmy Service, is in the chat. Good to see you both. Hashtag verify Tookie. Thank you very much. I'm here with my co-host, David. David!
No.
David! Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm getting hydrated.
Cool.
Yeah.
I too hydrate.
Very nice.
Thank you, Rachel. Hashtag verify Tookie. Yeah. Oh, we've got a packed show for tonight, man. So let's. Oh my God, so much is happening. Let's get into it. First up, we've got a special guest with us to help me. Just I need help. So everyone, give a warm welcome to our dear friend Diana Liu.
Hey everyone.
Hi, Diana. How goes?
I'm Kat.
Cool. I'm into it.
Great segment.
That's all. All right, I'm gone now. Bye.
That's it.
Yeah. So.
As many people who've had the misfortune of following me on social media are aware, my algorithm is in shambles and my Facebook targeted ads are always choosing violence. So Diana, I need you to help me figure out what I might have clicked to get some of these targeted ads in my
feed. Yeah.
Okay, first up. A birthday card. Yeah. What?
Oh okay.
God.
That's a birthday card?
That's a birthday card.
What? Oh, yeah. So like, it's a baby coming out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I click to get this ad? I don't even have children.
I thought it was like a laser for your anus, but that doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. What did you click? I don't know.
I don't know what I clicked. Do you have any ideas? People in the chat, let me know if you have any ideas of what I might have clicked.
Like, what are the options? Because I don't even go on Facebook.
Which is wise. I'm only ever on that hell site to do good deeds, such as promote this show.
Yeah.
And all things 2MB Studios. Check out patreon.com/2MB Studios. And I don't know what I might have posted, what I might have clicked. Any thoughts?
Okay.
No.
Like as far as, have you gotten any invites to a baby shower?
My god sister is having a baby, but that was announced months before I got this advertisement.
Have you been talking to your mom on
Hi, Jurassic
vagina accessories? That seems promising. Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not a vajazzler. Like, I'm not gonna get someone else's yum, but it ain't for me.
Have you scheduled a gynecological visit?
I have not.
Okay. Have you bought socks? I see this person's wearing socks.
I have bought socks in the past couple months.
Probably it.
That's it. It's socks. It's the goddamn. Okay. Emmy says possibly the anniversary of Pandiversary. And the Rehash is my baby. God damn it. But no, I bought socks. That's why I got this ad. Okay. Next one. A wooden GameCube. From Etsy, of course.
That's cool.
Is it?
It looks pretty cool.
Okay, but it's a GameCube.
Have you watched a steampunk movie or show or something like that?
I have not. I can never I'm not into Bridgerton. It doesn't speak to me.
Okay. Did you just scroll over some reclaimed wood?
I am not a lumberjack. I was on the Restoration Hardware website at one point looking up furniture and then looking for less expensive alternatives.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that sounds promising. I think
David,
that
what are your David's cat? Why are you
Wait.
laughing?
Less expensive furniture alternatives like piles of wood?
Yes.
I don't need a coffee table. Just dump some wood on my floor and I'll put my.
David, I will not have you besmirch my taste in decor.
I
Okay.
mean, I think you have a great taste if your cookies are pointing you towards a wooden GameCube, which I still love.
Thank you.
it's shiplap.
That is the term du jour on HGTV. I don't know what I played N64,
Mhm.
but I didn't buy a console past that. I've been a PlayStation convert since.
Wow.
So, a wooden GameCube. I don't know. I'm not a beaver either.
This speaks to, like, make America great again.
It is it
Like, I think anything that's like wood but doesn't need to be wood is probably a Trump supporter.
Yeah,
you
right.
You right.
Like, do you have relatives who are Trump supporters that you like interacted with this week?
We'll make our own GameCube.
Oh
Exactly.
God.
Yeah.
No, but I'm gonna have to make some phone calls to the white half of my family just in case.
Fair.
All right, last one. A whole octopus. Why did I get a whole octopus? And this is the third time I've gotten an advertisement for different whole octopi.
You get a lot of octopus stuff.
I don't know why.
Tumble tenderized in purified salt water.
Yeah.
Tumble tenderized. Whirlpool. Did your washing machine break recently?
No. Thank goodness.
Okay. You know, the octopus, it's revealing its anus, which is kind of a theme this week. You know, it reminds me of the birthday card. So maybe there's just something with like orifices. Like
Yeah. This week was a lot of people showing their ass. So maybe that is appropriate.
Anybody like steal your internet and watch some poop porn?
You know, there is a working theory that David has hacked my Facebook.
Oh,
Right.
David.
Look.
David.
See, the thing with theories is you can never prove them.
No.
Oh, there you go. It's also a vagina. The baby octopus will come out of that and sing happy birthday wearing the little hat.
I didn't mean to accidentally show porn on Twitch, but here we are. Everything comes full circle.
It's full circle. It's great.
Full circle.
Goo.
I liked it. I'm here for that.
I think Emmy quit.
Oh.
Emmy's out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, Diana, thank you so much. Help. We'll probably have you back to help me figure this out because I don't know why the algorithm is choosing violence.
I'm sorry. That is really unfortunate. Yeah. We'll make it through.
Thank you. Solidarity. But on a more serious note, Diana, you have something for our audience super duper important.
Yeah, it's a special segment. So as you know, there was a bunch of, shootings this week. But the first one was this one in Atlanta that targeted Asian Americans, potentially a hate crime. In the English language media, they have just kept saying that it's not a hate crime because of what the shooter said. And that's not actually true because there's like local Korean newspapers in Korean, and they had a statement from a employee from one of the spas that says that the person who came in said he would kill all the Asians before shooting, and none of the English language newspapers reported it. And so they also just like completely ignored any of the Asian people who were survivors or witnesses or whatever. So another newspaper, Atlanta K, had an exclusive interview with one of their survivors. So I just wanted to read that statement because people should hear from them, So this person, her last name is Kim. She's 48 years old, and the segment is translated by Shinhee Kong. So she said, I heard 3 shots. When I opened the door to evacuate, I saw Grandma Soonchung Park on the ground. The shooter followed me to a room and fired 2 shots at me, but missed. I was so afraid that I screamed. He might have believed I'd been shot. He appeared so calm and poised when he was firing these shots and leaving the spa. That sight scares me to this day. When she came to her senses later, she realized she hadn't been shot. She carefully came out of the room and saw 3 of her colleagues bloodied to death, shot in their head or chest, and she said, I was so scared I felt like I was going to die. 3 people I love so much fell victim to the shooting. My sister, Hyungjung Kim, with 2 sons, was really like a sibling to me. I feel filled with regret and guilt for suggesting to her she work at Gold Spa during the pandemic. She couldn't hold back her tears during the interview. She said, I was filled with thoughts about why I was the only one to survive, how I should have died with them. I can't sleep without sleeping pills anymore. And with that, see ya!
Thank you so much for because that's super important and it needs to be heard. So we really appreciate you sharing that.
I love you. Thanks for letting me share that.
Love you too,
Bye,
Diana.
Bye, Diana.
Very, very necessary. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard truth, but like, a hate crime is a hate crime.
It is.
A person needs to be persecuted to the full extent of the law.
Yeah, absolutely. And we I know 2MB, we've linked to many resources and organizations any of you viewers like to donate to if you could. But yeah, thank you so much to Diana for doing that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's a important thing we do in the Rehash. We talk about these things.
We certainly do.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, oh gosh, transition. Isn't that a great segue?
Yes. Yeah.
And with that, let's talk about our BFOTW, which was a BTW, bad television show of the week.
It could be a BPOTW, bad pilot.
Bad pilot of the week, yes.
That could be a whole segment of its own. But yes, it is a TV pilot that was never picked up.
For reasons.
For
good reasons.
Yeah.
For very good reasons. It is the TV pilot of Coming to America, which at first, when the movie was being filmed in 1988 and released, of course, Eddie Murphy had said, no, we should never. No. But I think he got goaded into it by some TV execs because money.
Right.
Sure. And in 1989, he filmed a pilot with Tommy Davidson as the star and the original actor who played Oha, his server at his palace in Zamunda. Yes. And so Tommy Davidson plays Prince Tariq, which is Eddie Murphy's character's younger brother who was sent to America to get out of his selfish ways and such. David, we have some. We got a lot to pack into the show today.
We do.
Yeah.
So real quick. It's real fucking bad. It's really, and like I know. So this was filmed. The movie was 1988. When exactly was the pilot filmed?
89.
89. Yeah. I could not understand half of it. The quality is horrendous.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like you're talking to your laptop mic if it's underwater. And like Oha was hilarious. I liked his landlord too, but like Tommy Davidson.
Yes.
I haven't seen
in Living Color.
Oh, okay. But like I haven't seen Coming to America, but like I assume Coming to America is written better so that this dude's ignorance is not quite so hateable.
Yeah.
But in the show, he's horrible. But at one point he comes in, they're working at a diner, they turn on music, and it is the best use of extras I've ever seen in my life. He just starts dancing and there are people just sitting there and he grabs them like, yeah, okay. And then they get fired. Yeah, it was. again, yeah, I really liked Oha, but like, yeah, we can't go into it much, but like, it is on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
I can't advise it for a fun watch because you won't be able to hear half of it. And if I had only known of the pilot, I would never want to watch the movie, but now I do. We've talked about the movie, and I certainly something I should watch, but fuck. Yeah. It wasn't picked up for fucking good reason.
Yeah. The movie is the original movie is absolutely worth the watch. And the sequel, which came out earlier this year, is a fun romp too. It was held to, I think, an absurd expectation.
Sure.
It's I don't think it's it is good for what it is, and it's a nice nostalgia romp.
Sure.
But it should not be held to the standard of the original, which is a really great film.
Definitely.
So watch this pilot out of morbid curiosity, if you dare.
It's a fun piece of pop culture phenomenon. I think a lot of people didn't even know this was it never was a thing, but it almost was.
So on a scale of white guilt, how much do you feel after watching that pilot?
3 months of their rent.
Okay, cool. That's legit. Yep. Oh my God, we don't have too much time, so I'm just gonna get right into a mini dive, because okay. So, Coming to America is a story of African royalty, and many people are aware of the existence of kingdoms and chiefdoms in African nations. But what a lot of people don't know is about the existence of a Black monarchy outside of continental Africa. Enter Roi Christophe, the first and only ever king of Haiti. Yes, Haiti had a king. So this is a super quick overview, but if you're interested, you should definitely look his story up on like all the possible sources online, as well as the story of his former queen and widow, Marie-Louise. So King Henri Christophe, born Christophe Henry, probably in Grenada or perhaps St. Kitts, was the son of a slave mother and a free man. As a child, he was brought as a slave to the northern part of the colony of Saint-Domingue, which is now Haiti. In 1779, he served with the French forces as a drummer boy in the Chasseurs Volontaires de Saint-Domingue, a regiment, which is like the voluntary chasers. It's a regiment composed of gens de couleur, mixed race residents of Saint-Domingue. And the regiment fought at the Siege of Savannah, which was a battle during the American Revolutionary War. Beginning with the Haitian slave uprising in 1791, Christophe distinguished himself as a soldier and quickly rose to be a colonel. I don't know why we say colonel in English. I'm going to say colonel because fuck all y'all. And throughout the revolution, he just gained more status as a soldier. He fought alongside Toussaint Louverture in the north for several years, participating in numerous battles during the revolution, and eventually rising to the rank of commander-in-chief at Cap Français, which is now Cap Haïtien. By 1802, Louverture promoted him to general. Toussaint was eventually captured and arrested by French opposition forces, who shipped him off to France, where he was imprisoned and subsequently died. Within the power vacuum that emerged in Toussaint's absence, Henri rose to prominence alongside General Alexandre Pétion and Jean-Jacques Dessalines, two figures who you should also definitely look up. So following a power struggle with Pétion and his supporters in the south, Christophe retreated to with his followers to the Plain du Nord in Haiti. I'm about to like say everything in French, it's crazy, which was a stronghold of former slaves. And he created a separate government there. Christophe suspected that he was also at risk of assassination in the South. So in 1807, he declared himself Président et généralissime de force de terre et mer de l'État d'Haïti, which in English is President and Generalissimo of the armies of the land and sea of the state of Haiti. Meanwhile, Pétion became president of the Republic of Haiti, which was in the south, where he was backed by General Jean-Pierre Boyer, who controlled the southern armies. In 1811, Henry declared the northern state of Haiti a kingdom and had himself crowned king on April 1st, 1811. His full title, here we go. His full title was Henri, par la grâce de Dieu et la loi constitutionnelle et de l'État roi d'Haïti, souverain de îles de la Tortue, Gonave et autres îles adjacentes, destructeur de la tyrannie, régénérateur et bienfaiteur de la nation haïtienne, créateur de ses institutions morales, politiques et guerrier, premier monarque couronne du Nouveau Monde, défenseur de la foi, fondateur de l'ordre royal et militaire de Saint-Henri. Okay, which means, which translates to, I live with an American white who doesn't let me really speak French because he says, oh, you're speaking gobbledygook. And I'm like, get the fuck out my house. So in all of that in French translates to Henry, by the grace of God and constitutional law of the state, King of Haiti, sovereign of Tortuga, Gonave, and other adjacent islands, destroyer of tyranny, regenerator and benefactor of the Haitian nation, creator of her moral, political, and martial institutions, first crowned monarch of the New World, defender of the faith, founder of the Royal Military Order of Saint Henry.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's intense. Christophe built 6 chateaux, 8 palaces, and the massive Citadelle de la Ferrière, which is if you go to any Haitian person's home, there is a painting of it in their house, I promise you. And it's built on a mountain near Milo in the north. After he died, the palaces, of course, remained unoccupied and fell into disrepair, but the remains of his largest palace, called Sans-Souci, which means, Sans-Souci, which means no worries, in French, had been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. He only reigned for 9 years, but at the end of his monarchy, Henry increased the number of designated nobility from the original 87 to 184. As king, Christophe created an elaborate Haitian peerage nobility, originally consisting of 4 princes, 8 dukes, 22 counts, 40 barons, and 14 knights, or chevaliers. And Christophe founded a college of arms to provide armor and weapons for the new noblemen. For his personal coat of arms, Christophe chose a crowned phoenix rising from the flames and the motto Je renais de mes cendres, which means I rise from my ashes, presumably in reference to the rebirth of a slave stronghold in the north during the Revolution after he burned it himself in 1802 to repel invading French armies. Some Europeans mocked his creation and coronation because there were titles such as the Duc de Limonade and the Duc de Marmelade. And they were considered comic, but fuck all y'all, France. And despite promoting education and establishing a legal system called the Code Henry, of course, King Henry was unpopular and was seen as an autocratic monarch, and his realm was constantly challenged by Pétion's government in the south. Toward the end of Christophe's reign, public sentiment opposed what many considered his feudal policies of forced labor, which he intended to use to further develop the country. At age 53, he suffered a massive debilitating stroke, which left him nearly immobile. So sadly, and as a means of preventing an impending coup and possible assassination, King Henry ended his own life with a sterling silver bullet. His son and heir was assassinated 10 days later. King Henry was buried within the citadel, and despite his demise, his descendants continue to be among the powerful and elite in Haiti for the better part of the 19th century. So if you didn't know, now you know. Haiti had a king.
Those are some Game of Thrones level.
Yeah, it's intense.
That's fucking badass. That's pretty cool. I didn't think how perhaps coming to America was, and I don't know this for sure, but like maybe one of the first times like African culture was really brought into like a super pop culture American thing.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, now you know. Knowledge. Yeah. So definitely look up these figures because they are fascinating and worthy of being in every history book because it's a huge deal.
Totally. And also we have a French viewer in MLAV. Perhaps she can sign off on your pronunciation.
Oh, yes.
I believe she is. But sorry.
I haven't had a chance to practice my French. It's my first language. So it's kind of sad that I haven't been practicing because all right, but with that being said, shall we get into some music?
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, kick back and relax and enjoy some tunes from our house band Lovers Lounge.
Rexy
city, bitch. Rack 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 city, bitch. 10, 10, 10, 20s on the titties, bitch. Rack city, 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 bitch. 10, 10, 10, 20s on the titties, bitch. Ten, 10, 10, 20s on the titties, bitch. Rack city, bitch. Rack city, bitch. David, it's time for our illustrious guest.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We both changed clothes.
I know. Wardrobe change. It's that important to the show.
It is. It really is.
Hair and wardrobe on that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to bring our guest on. You know him from Jesus and Nero on Showtime, as well as just being like a really fantastic comic and super hilarious and
Really
like
excited.
one of the nicest people ever. Everyone, give a warm welcome to the Gondelman.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. This is so excited to have you.
My pleasure. Always nice to be had.
Well, apologies in advance because now it's the sillies portion of the show.
Oh, I thought you were to be like, now the nightmare begins.
I mean, kind of, but you'll see. So typically what we do on the show is we play a round of games called What's Your Deal? So we're going to deal you out a series of number. What do we got today, David?
We have 1 through 4 with a special 5th game at the end.
Okay. So yeah, and you get to choose them at random. So pick any
Great.
number.
Okay, I'm going to start with 3.
Number 3. Ooh. Oh, that's a convince me. Ooh. Okay. All right. Number 3 is convince me. So Josh, you have 2 options to choose from to convince me.
Okay.
I'm not a picky eater, but I live with someone who's very culturally different from me. And we've had this debate going on for years. So option A, convince me that it's acceptable to put peas in macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
Or option B, because I am someone who did not actually grow up watching The Simpsons. Fun fact. My parents banned it in the house, but they let me watch Ren and Stimpy, which is why I'm like this.
Ooh, I was a non-Simpsons household for like far beyond, I think, my classmates.
Yes.
I felt like there was, it felt like there was a huge cultural moment for parents where people were like, Bart Simpson is a bad influence. And it's, and then I think looking back on that, it's like, oh, he didn't wear a helmet on his skateboard and he said, eat my shorts.
Right.
Really divisive stuff.
Spicy stuff. Very, very spicy content.
Ren and Stimpy was just like, we didn't have cable, so that was out of the question. But that, when I saw it at friends' houses, I was like, whoa, this is way worse than The Simpsons.
Yeah. This is NC-17 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy was on some stuff. But is it safe for me to assume that you have watched The Simpsons since?
Since then, yes. Since my 2nd grade prohibition, I've made my way to The Simpsons.
Noted. Okay, and how many seasons did you get through?
I don't know. I would say comfortably I've probably watched most of the first like 12 or 13.
Oh, wow. Okay. Solid. Okay, because I have... Again, this is partner wars right now. Because this guy that lives in my house, I love him or whatever, it's fine.
Sure.
He comes from a family that is like a Simpsons family. Like they watch The Simpsons. but he is very much a Simpsons purist, so to speak. And believes that anything past season 9 is not worth watching. And we actually went back and like rented episodes on like the FX app. And watched, but he couldn't make it past season 9. So option B is to convince me that anything past season 9 Simpsons is worthy of watching. Yep. So which of the two do you think you can convince me of?
I'm gonna go with the second one.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like taste of food is such a specific thing where like if you don't like it, it doesn't matter if it's good, right? Like if you're like, oh, here's this wonderful chocolate cake, and you're like, well, I don't like chocolate, and you can't convince my mouth through my brain, right? Like my ears to my brain is a harder path than my tongue to my brain. So I'm gonna go with Simpsons past season 9.
Okay.
And I think, thank you. Because I feel like peas and macaroni and cheese, if that's something that's gross to you, it's like, what am I gonna do? Just like feed it to you until you know what I mean? Until you're like, like Clockwork Orange.
Oh my God.
So that just doesn't seem seems rough and torturous. So Simpsons past season 9. Here we go.
All right.
Okay.
It's still pretty good.
Okay.
There are lots of good jokes. They're characters that you know and love, even if they're a little different than when you fell in love with them. Right? They change a little over time, as we all do. We're not in every moment the best, most charming versions of ourselves, but even in our lean times, even in our times of stress and discomfort, those moments shine through from time to time. And I think like the idea of continuing on with The Simpsons and enjoying what there is to enjoy rather than lamenting that it's not exactly the way it was when it was at its high watermark, perhaps for many people's taste. I think that is a difficult way to go through life, right? To only like things in the moments when they're at their best, as opposed to like taking what there is and enjoying what is in front of you when you have the chance.
All right. That's a healthy approach. This is tolerance. This is a lesson on tolerance.
That's a very thoughtful answer too. It makes me think like I always hate it when like something gets remade and people like, you're ruining my childhood. Like, no, the other thing still exists.
It still exists, correct. You're not. It's also like the stuff from your childhood probably bad. Like, oh, the new Transformers ruined my childhood. It's like, go back and watch those as an adult. They're not for you, just as maybe this movie isn't for you. So like, I do think like just enjoy it. Also, like Simpsons, the next several seasons after season 9, it's still better than so many things you could be doing with your time, right? There's so much stuff that's like a waste. First of all, you could be watching no TV. You could just be like scrolling mindlessly on your phone through stuff that like you don't really engage with because you're kind of zoned out. And that's fine sometimes, but like an episode of The Simpsons, season 10, 11, 12, even beyond, it's like there's so many worse ways you could be spending your time.
Right.
Like, and also if what you're talking about is like a cartoon show, maybe the greatest of all time, but like if what you're talking about is a long running comedy cartoon show, being like getting elitist about it and getting elitist, like drawing that hard line in the sand, like season 10, it's over, it's dead to me, is like, okay, all right, comic book guy, to use the Simpsons reference.
Also, I just looked it up. Season 10, that's the Las Vegas episode. That's like one of my favorite ones.
I hadn't seen that because we never watched past some point
9?
Armin Timesarian.
I bet there are great Armin Timesarian, of course. There are great episodes, and you know, maybe there aren't as many classics, but like we just watched, my wife and I are almost done with a full series rewatch of Seinfeld. And I think the conventional wisdom is that after Larry David left, after season, I think 8, the show just gets a little sillier and a little less, a little less
no hugging, no learning.
A little less no hugging, no learning. Yeah, I mean, that's like the big Larry David thing, right? And there's still no hugging, no learning, but there's also like that, like Kramer just like gets even sillier and like less justified in the things he's doing. And that's true. I think there's like some of those like wacky like B stories, C stories are wackier than in the past, but it's still like the Festivus episode of season 9, which like most people I think acknowledge. Like when you think about Seinfeld, you're like, what are the top 10 Seinfeld moments? I would say many people would list Festivus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think the idea of like throwing out the baby with the bathwater, as the expression goes, of being like, even the greatest episodes from seasons 11, 14, 15, I will not watch because it is a matter of principle. It's like, I don't know, like what principle?
Right.
I just now learned what that phrase means. So thank
Throw the
you.
baby out with the bathwater. I think that's what it means, right? It means to like when you're getting rid of like the trash, right? The waste.
Yeah.
You toss out the baby, which ostensibly you'd want to keep, especially if you're bathing it. You don't
Probably.
bathe the baby you're about to throw in the trash.
Yeah, just throw the whole baby away. It's fine.
Just let it rip.
Yeah.
It's fine. All right. Well, I'm convinced. I'm convinced, and I'm going to relay that.
Please, I would say pick and choose, right? Start with like Google like best episodes, season 10 or 11 Simpsons, and then work your way out from there.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I'm also not saying everything is equally good.
Right. Right. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yes, we look at things objectively here. No, I am convinced.
Right.
Thank you.
Of
All
course,
right.
my pleasure.
Successful convince me. All right. Pick another number.
I'm gonna go
1
with
through 3.
2.
2. That would be Royal Court.
Woo!
Okay.
Matt, HR, if you could go ahead and bring up that slideshow. So what's going to happen here, Josh, is consider this a draft, because that's what it is. Royal House Draft 2021. You are going to assemble your own monarchy, and you have different roles to fill. Okay?
Sure.
First up, Nat King Cole, the Burger King, or the King of Queens to be your king. Who do you pick and why?
We're going Nat King Cole.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just classic American songs, a wonderful performer, range. I think the Burger King, terrifying, unpleasant, not especially useful or dynamic. King of Queens, I've got no distaste for King of Queens. It's just a matter of like, we're not even getting the full oeuvre of Kevin James. We're not getting your Paul's Blart. We're not getting your grown ups. So yeah, Nat King Cole for King.
All right, perfect. Next up, Queen Latifah, Queen Pen, or the band Queen.
Queen Pen is a throwback.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Queen Pen. Can you fill me in a little bit?
Oh man, she was a rapper in the early to mid 90s.
Oh,
And like an underground legend.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna go with, again, this is so I feel like I would not have done my homework if I went with Queen, but just like underground rapper in the 90s, that's all I have to know. That beats out Queen Latifah, who also rapped in the 90s, and Queen. So I think for me it's between Queen Latifah and Queen period, and Queen classic, I guess. And I'm gonna go, this is a tough one, but I think I have a you know what? I think again, Queen Latifah, we're gonna go for range here. Queen Latifah spans music, television, film. She's the equalizer now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's gotta be Queen Latifah. Although with Queen coming in like very, very close second.
They're the backup, like with beauty pageants, how there's always the runner up who's like into fill in. I like that.
Yeah. They're the designated survivor of this monarchy.
All right, so you have Nat King Cole and Queen Latifah. Next
Sure.
up, Princess Nokia, Xena Warrior Princess, or Princess Mononoke for your princess.
Great questions. I'm gonna go with Xena Warrior Princess. Yeah, I think that she is she brings a kind of a fierceness to our kingdom, and in a defensive posture. I don't think she's out looking to be an imperialist and start wars, but I do think that you want somebody, especially for a monarchy, not just like a functioning federal government, you want one person with a visible sword. That seems like a good rule for a monarchy.
That's legit.
Yeah. And also it's very funny because Kevin Sorbo, who played Hercules on the 90s Hercules show, has become has always been very conservative, but is an outspoken kind of conservative. And he's one of those talking points like if we have unisex bathrooms, do I have to cut my own penis in half? And like just like that kind of conservative non-logic. And she like dunks on him on Twitter, which feels very
That's great.
That specifically is very funny to me. That Xena Warrior Princess just going after Hercules from the 90s.
Nice. I mean, and also Xena Warrior Princess and the Equalizer. You have a very secure kingdom.
That's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I should have mentioned. Yeah, today's theme is kings. Every rehash show has a theme.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. My dog is being a brat. Give me like 15 seconds. I'll be right back.
No problem.
Dog.
Who is Princess Nokia?
She's a music artist.
Oh gosh. Okay. Jeez. When it comes to music, I'm gonna be completely so unaware.
Sorry about that. I wanted to bring her in to show her off after I gave her a little treat, but she was not having it.
Oh no! Don't worry about it.
No worries.
Oh, here she is. Hold on.
Okay.
Dog time.
Oh, look at her.
Oh,
this is my pug, Busy.
Hi,
Busy.
Yeah, she's a little fuzzy cylinder. She's so cranky and so old.
She looks so why you have me here?
Yeah.
Hi, Busy.
She is such a little brat, and I love her. Okay, so Xena Warrior Princess.
Great.
Yep.
Good choice.
And we'll have Busy in the monarchy too.
Yes.
Perfect.
The royal dog.
Royal dog.
Next up, Matt, we have Prince Royce, and Prince Harry.
This is a slam dunk for Prince.
I mean,
nobody in the actual British monarchy qualifies. Like, and I don't care if he's like the one that left. It's like, what do you do? Who cares? I couldn't when people so I thought that Oprah's interview with Meghan Markle was really candid and really culturally important, I guess. But everything about the royal family other than that, I don't care about at all. Prince William and Prince Harry, I could not have told them apart before that interview. I don't I truly thought that Pippa Middleton, I thought that I forgot that there is not a prince who is married to Pippa Middleton and that she's just the sister of Kate Middleton. I mean, she does other things too, I'm sure. But I was like, Pippa, yeah, that's a royal family name. So I just could not care less. I don't know that much about Prince Royce either.
Latin music superstar.
That's a big blind spot for me that I'm filling in little by little. I got into Bad Bunny's album last year.
Oh yeah.
It was really good. Yeah. But yeah, I've historically been pretty bad at keeping abreast of Latin music. So no offense to Prince Royce, but I guess if this is my monarchy, we're gonna go Prince.
Yeah.
We're going with Prince.
And no matter how big Prince Royce gets up to, Prince is still a hell of a bar to clear.
Of course. And even if he eclipses Prince in popularity in certain places, or and has cultural resonance that is I'm not saying that it's his fault. This is my fault for not being abreast of them. But Prince is a culturally resonant figure for me. And Prince Royce, I'm gonna look him up. Prince Harry, I'm gonna try to forget who he is.
Perfect. All right, we got one more.
Okay, great.
The royal courtiers. Who's your bonus courtier?
Duke Ellington, Count Basie, or Sir Mix-a-Lot?
Great question. I think these, again, 3 good choices. So I feel like this is a duke and a count. Those feel like positions you get by birth or marriage. Is that right?
Yeah. Some you marry into, and some
And
you're,
Sir
you're
is
handed.
appointed, right? Like
Yeah.
Paul McCartney is a Sir.
Yeah. I think a Sir you might get from deeds, like doing good deeds or things, whereas Duke and Count seem more like, what's the word? Political.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know that that's the case. And I don't think that's true in real life of Duke Ellington and Count Basie. Like, I don't think Duke Ellington inherited his band through nepotism. Like, his father was like Earl Ellington.
Right.
And inherited a feudal jazz band.
I love that idea.
But I guess I've got to go with Sir Mix-a-Lot just because I respect that way of coming into the system, having been knighted for noble deeds.
All right. Well, that's the House of Gondelman then.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
This is a good royal court. I like it. It's a good draft. All right, pick another number. We've got what, 1 and 4 left?
1 and 4 left.
Yeah.
1, please.
All right. Let us see. Oh, yeah. This is the one I gotta apologize for.
Yeah.
Okay. This one has ruined friendships.
Okay.
One got
ours, or like, am I gonna not be friends with someone who's not even here after this?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. Okay. This is One Gotta Go. Oh boy.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. One gotta go. So and we're not saying eliminate the person, just what they've contributed.
Right. This isn't murder. This is just gone from the memory, from the public memory. Cultural.
Yes. And of course, the theme is kings. So first up, Regina King or Billie Jean King?
Oh, that's tough. These are really tough.
Wow. Right off the bat with a heartbreaker.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Gosh, this is really tough. And it's just 1 out of 2. So it's very binary. There's not, you can't kind of like hide behind like, oh, it's just 1 out of 4, tough decision. I guess I'm going to go with Regina King.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe this is just there's an implicit bias in my choice that I'm not conscious of, and that feels bad to me. I feel like Regina King has made so much amazing art and is so accomplished and talented, but I think like I don't know. I was gonna say like Billie Jean King was very kind of a landmark person in women's sports and in sports in general. But I think Regina King had some landmark accomplishments as well. So this is very, you know what? I'm gonna go like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna erase tennis, and then Billie Jean King is gone. And but I'm erasing all of tennis. This isn't like you get out of here. It's like, sorry, there was never tennis.
There was never tennis. Okay. That's okay.
Fair.
Tennis gotta go. All right.
Tennis gotta go.
BB King or Carole King?
Okay. This is just personal preference. Is that BB King was always kind of BB King's music was around in my household when I was young. Carole King's less so, I think. And BB King has one of my favorite out of his music. He has he has restaurants and venues, concert venues, of course. But that's not he has one of my favorite quotes of all time about being a touring musician, and I believe this is attributed to him. I hope this is actually him and not just one of those like Mark Twain said, you know what I mean? Like, Mark Twain said, bros before hoes. And it's like, did he? I don't think so. Wow. BB King said, that he said I would play the shows for free. It's the travel that they pay me for. About his like love of performing music. And I think that is like a very, I like kind of just love that idea of like that doing this kind of creative work is a job, right? But the part of the job that is the most work for him is not the like creating music. It's or performing music. It's the like all the hassles of like airport security.
Right. That's a really great attitude.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Larry King or Stephen King?
Well, I'm gonna look. Larry King, good, very good at what he did. Great interviewer. But like, what would we not have if we had a Larry King? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What wouldn't we like name? There are things. This is not a rhetorical question, but it's like, if there is not an answer that one of the three of us can generate, then it's got to be Larry King, right? Like if none of us can be like, oh, there was that moment where, you know what? Nope. You know what I mean? Like he added, of course, to the repertoire of American and global knowledge. I keep saying American, but like Larry King, people know he has other places, I'm sure. Global knowledge, insight. He was a great journalist for years. But like Stephen King, I can point to his accomplishments and how they have made my life more enjoyable. Stephen King. Larry King has got to go.
All right.
Stephen King stays.
Larry King, you out of here. All right. Next up. Ben E. King or Evelyn Champagne King?
Oh my gosh. Can you give me a little more background? This is, again, I'm sorry to have come so unprepared to the show.
Oh, I don't know these people either. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, look, you want to rehash, we educate. Ben E. King, most famous for singing Stand By Me. Evelyn Champagne King achieved great heights of fame in the disco era. Had a lot of hits then, and resurfaced with a viral hit a couple years ago on Thanksgiving when there was video of her saying, "I got greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes." She was the lady in that food meme.
I'm gonna say, let's keep Evelyn Champagne King because of her enduring meme relevance.
All right.
I feel like just to continue on, although Ben E. King, Stand By Me, right? That goes hand in hand with Stephen King, but with the movie and then the book Stand By Me. But is it a short story? Anyway, novella. Stephen King writes a lot of different lengths of stuff. You got to hand it to him for that. He doesn't write things that are all the same length. He's going to write a story that's 50 pages. He's going to write a story that's 100 pages. He's going to write a story that's 700 pages, 1,200 pages. And that, honestly, I salute that. He knows when he's done and nobody can tell him otherwise.
Whereas all of Larry King's interviews are too long.
Too long.
I don't know why I'm dunking on Larry King, but
Rest in peace, Larry King.
R.I.P.
Your life was long, but not too long. Evelyn Champagne King stays. Benny King has to go.
All right. Evelyn Champagne King. And I think, yes. Gail King or Don King?
Oh, Gail King stays.
That hair, though.
I know. I mean, like this is not specifically anti-Don King. This is specifically pro Gail King.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect it.
A journalist, a joy. She's been on our TV show. She's been on Jesus and Nero as a guest.
Snap.
She's delightful. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Very delightful, insightful. We've played a lot of Gail King clips on the show from CBS This Morning. Stories. So yeah, Gail King stays for sure.
All right. Gail King forever. All right. Is that in I think we have maybe one more? Do we have one more?
Ooh.
Oh, Sean King or Mac King? Both.
Wait, is Mac King the illusionist?
Yes.
Oh, sure. I feel like there are fewer famous magicians than there used to be.
Yeah.
And I think magicians are disappearing and not in the way they intended. And somebody's got to look into it. I've got it. Sean King, so controversial.
Spicy. Yes. Spicy person.
So again, I will say this is not to minimize any good work he's done or to say that he is a person who has only done ill, but I will say I've never seen a campaign "Don't give your money to Mac King," and I'll tell you why. Because Mac King is always going to put on a show you want to see. If I remember from those magic specials from 1994 correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Mac King stays. Sean King has to go.
Yeah. Was it two or 3 years ago? We went on a trip to Las Vegas and there's something about seeing Mac King pull a gerbil out some titties. That anyway, last one: Candy King or King Koopa?
Okay,
aka Bowser.
Mhm.
All right. So Bowser's got to go. Not.
Oh no!
Look, this is specifically for. You know what? This is tough. I will say, yeah, Bowser's got to go.
Okay, Bowser.
Yeah,
go.
and not to sound like I'm the police of the Mushroom Kingdom, but just the terror that he wreaked upon. This is not me saying like Mario Brothers. No, I don't like video games. I don't like those games. It's just like take him out of there. And this is just a story about a plumber on a walk to meet his friend the princess.
Right.
And I think there would be less carnage overall. Mario would feel less compelled to murder wantonly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll take King Koopa out of there. Although, there's no perfect answer. Like, I don't think it's up to me to disappear the sovereign ruler of another nation state, right? I just think that's we're getting into tricky territory because you're just going to create a power vacuum,
right?
That a giant mushroom is going to take over,
the reign of Toad.
or a big scary translucent ghost. But I think King Koopa.
Okay.
Yeah. God forbid Wario rise to power in
Oh
Koopa.
my gosh.
No. I welcome and fully embrace a reign of terror from Toad. It's about time Toad rises up.
Yeah. Does Wario have the ambition to rule?
No.
What is Wario's deal? What does he want?
He's just there to antagonize.
Yeah.
Toad has a plan.
Maybe he wants love. Maybe he wants love.
Maybe
he does.
Yeah.
What does Wario want?
All right, we have one more game left before our signature game.
Let's do it.
Let's do King Me. Matt, want to bring that? So this is King Me. You barely know me. Now, Josh, I'm going to give you the name of somebody, and you're going to let me know if you think this is a monarch from real life or from fiction. Okay?
Yeah.
First up, Nero.
So Nero, the legendarily fiddled while Rome burned. I don't think that's an explicitly true story, but I think it's a real guy. I'm going to say real guy.
You would be correct.
Nice.
The Emperor of Rome, apparently, so the stories say, murdered his stepbrother, 2 of his 3 wives, and even perhaps his own mother, but apparently ancient writers hated the guy. So really, who knows what's real or not.
Yeah.
All right. King Guardia the 33rd.
I do not know. Man, I'm 33 Guardias? That's so many. I'm going to say this again might just reveal a large cultural blind spot for me, but I'm going to say fictional.
You would be correct. He's the king from Chrono Trigger.
Nice.
Up in the top left there. And trust me, Josh, any cultural references I make on this show are not anything that's a void. Trust me.
But this one I wouldn't have felt bad getting wrong, but 33 Guardias, I would have heard of one of them. One of them would have reached my hit my radar.
Totally. Yeah. All right, next up, King Dedede.
What? No.
I'm gonna say real.
Nope.
Oh.
Fictional from Kirby.
Oh, from Kirby, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, Queen Christina.
I'm going to say this person's real.
You would be correct. The Queen of Sweden from 1644 to 1654. Apparently, she refused to marry. She dressed in men's clothes, was a big patron of the arts, which, of course, back then would be ludicrous, but it seems like she's a bit of a trailblazer.
Cool. Way to go.
Hell yeah, Christina. Next up, King Edmund Pevensey.
That's a fake guy. Is that? Yeah, that's a fake guy.
You would be correct. From the Chronicles of Narnia.
I remembered there was an Edmund, and I forgot whether I didn't get that far into the Chronicles. I only got a couple Chronicles deep, and so as far as I knew, they were just kids figuring it out in a wardrobe.
From a
Which,
wardrobe?
like, we've all been there.
Yeah.
all gone into a wardrobe and learned something about ourselves or one of our friends.
And he went from a wardrobe to a throne. So, I mean, props to him. All right. Next up, Emperor Rudolph II.
Real person.
Correct. The Holy Roman Emperor from 1576 1612. Apparently, he was super Catholic and super obsessed with the occult, super paranoid, bit of an eccentric guy.
Wow.
There you go. Next up, Anduin Wrynn.
Fiction.
You would be correct. He's the king of Stormwind in World of Warcraft. It wouldn't be the rehash if I didn't sneak in a World of Warcraft reference, and here we are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, Sarah Kerrigan.
Sarah Kerrigan. That's a real person.
Ah, so close, but no, the other answer, fictional. The Queen of Blades from Starcraft.
Oh, all right, sure. Queen
right.
of Blades. That's an aggressive title.
It's pretty amazing, though, isn't it? What a badass title.
And her name, I feel like if I saw her, see, you know what it is? I knew her as Queen of Blades. If you were like, if you were to introduce me to her and you'd be like, oh, this is my friend Sarah Kerrigan, you would definitely be like, but everyone calls her Queen of Blades. And I would be like, I get it.
Oh, right. Okay, I know you.
Mm-hmm. I knew her as Queen of Blades. I was always introduced to her as Queen of Blades.
There you go. Well, nice job. That was King Me, You Barely Know Me.
Thank you.
All right, here it comes. The final game of this round, the signature game of the show. We are legally required to play this game with every guest. That like the last time we thought we could skip it, riots ensued and it was not pretty.
I wouldn't want that to happen as a result of this.
Thank you in advance for participating. Yes, this is the game of the show. Can't do a show without it. Drum roll, David. It's time for Is It a Cat?
Nice.
Is it a cat? So, Josh.
Yes.
This is a rapid fire game. Just
let's go.
Boom, boom, go. And I'm gonna name some things, and you have to tell me if the thing I name is a cat from the musical Cats.
Okay.
The nickname of a monarch.
Okay.
Or a Guy Fieri recipe.
And all of the things will be one of those three. I don't just say yes or no. Okay, got it. Cool.
Yeah, just tell me if it's a cat, a weird nickname, or a Guy Fieri recipe.
Got it.
All right.
Yes, let's do this.
Mac Daddy Roni salad.
That is a Guy Fieri recipe.
That is Guy Fieri. Okay. Griddlebone.
Griddlebone. Monarch. Nickname for Monarch.
That's a cat.
Wow.
It's always a tough one.
It's okay. We keep going. Longshanks.
That's a cat.
That is Edward I of England.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
No, that's gross.
It is.
That's gross. That's a gross nickname for a man or a woman. It's a gross nickname for any human. It's a cat name.
I know. Should be. Okay. The Cabbage.
The Cabbage? That's a monarch.
Yes. Ivailo, if I'm saying that correctly, it was a czar of Bulgaria.
Okay. Yeah, if it were a Guy Fieri recipe, it would be like the slaw chop and cabbageorama.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Grisabella.
That's a cat.
That is the cat. Yes.
Nice.
Kurt Mantle.
Wait, Kurt Mantle?
Kurt Mantle.
Can you spell it?
Curtmantle.
Monarch?
Henry II of England.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Guy Talion.
You ever heard of Hank? Like, come on.
You really could have. Okay. Guy Talion nachos.
Oh, that's King Ronaldo IV of Italy. No, that's a Guy Fieri recipe.
Yeah. Okay. Asparagus.
This one could go any of three ways. Guy Fieri recipe?
It's a cat.
There's a cat named Asparagus?
Gus the theater cat.
Oh my god.
And they called him Asparagus?
Yeah. That's his government name. But they call him Gus for short.
I'll tell you. Oh, Gus for short. Got it. I'll tell you what. I don't want to smell that cat's pee.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
We will quote you on that.
I'll clarify. There's no cat whose pee I want to smell, but this one less than most.
Right.
Agreed. Okay. Next up, Little Snack.
Little Snack.
Little Snack.
Is that a cat too? No?
Olaf, King of the Isles.
They called him Little Snack? Oh, he must have been cute as heck.
I know, that's amazing.
Yeah, one of the alternate nicknames was Bread and Butter for him.
I probably, like, just knowing what his job title was and when, I probably wouldn't like him, but I'll tell you what, by nicknames, one of my favorite kings of all time.
Little Snack. You can't not love it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Sinful Peach Cobbler.
That's Guy Fieri.
That is Guy Fieri.
Yep.
Okay. El Baboso.
That's a king, but it could have been a cat.
It's a king.
Yeah.
Translates to the slobberer.
Wow.
Alfonso the Ninth of Spain.
That would be a great name for a cat also.
Yes.
Slobber.
Was he now? I don't want to sound insensitive, but the Spanish monarchs are like reputedly were very inbred. Is that where he got his name, the Slobber? Was it just like a?
I'm with you on your train of thought, and I'm gonna say you're probably not wrong.
Okay.
But as soon as I saw what his name meant, I was like, you know what? Not clicking any further.
Yeah. It's like you click and you're like, well, I guess he slobbered.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what I should have
Next up.
expected.
Rumple Teaser.
That's a cat.
That is a cat.
Although it sounds like a great drink. Guy Fieri should name a drink that.
You
Probably should. T.S. Eliot deserves to be immortalized in Guy Fieri drinks.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Baltimore Beef Bad Boy.
The former king of Maryland.
Yes.
That's a Guy Fieri recipe.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Yep.
The Universal Spider.
The Universal Spider.
The Universal Spider.
That's going to be like a monarch.
King Louis the 11th of France.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Jemima.
Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Maker.
I've ordered that at Guy's Bar and Grill at an airport. Baby Maker is a monarch.
John II of Cleves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Weird Spaghetti.
That's how you insult Eminem when he shows up at the rap battle, having thrown up on his shirt.
Weird Spaghetti.
Weird Spaghetti is a Guy Fieri recipe.
Correct.
Mm.
Okay. Old Deuteronomy.
That's a cat.
That is that's one of the cats.
One of the cats. Yeah, one of the big three. Who knows?
Indeed. Spindle Shanks.
Spindle Shanks. Okay, so Longshanks was a dude. Spindle Shanks. That does just sound like an old-timey insult for someone with a small butt. But I think it's cats. A cat.
It's Vladislav III of Poland.
God, so many rulers nicknamed after their shanks. That's
They're
so
all about
rude.
shanks.
Yeah, that's so rude.
Okay. Skimble Shanks.
The railway cat. That's
Yes.
That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Skimble Shanks and then Spindle Shanks.
Yes.
But yeah, this is messed up. Too much shank.
Shank. Okay. The Sausage Maker.
That's that sounds like something the baby maker says before he makes a baby.
Here it comes.
I'm gonna go with monarch.
Prime Minister of Spain in 1792.
Nice.
All right, just a few left.
Sure.
Donkey sauce.
That's a Guy Fieri, famously a Guy Fieri,
Yes.
a condiment.
Yes, it is. Okay. Hairy Pants.
Hairy Pants.
Hairy Pants.
That's a great nickname for a cat, but I don't remember that cat from Cats, so I'm gonna say monarch.
Indeed, it is a monarch. That is, oh no, my page pooped out.
Oh no.
He apparently Ragnar, a 9th century Scandinavian chieftain. Imagine having a name as badass as Ragnar and then getting the nickname Hairy Pants.
Okay, but think about how hairy your pants would have to be. Because if you were like, have you met Ragnar? I would instantly be like, I bet his pants are pretty hairy. And then when you're like, we call him Hairy Pants, I'd be like, so his pants are hairier than all the other Ragnars around?
Right. every time somebody comes in to talk to him, he's always behind a desk, and they're like, "Don't you want to stand up?" He's like, "No, I'm good."
It's a thing with I'm self-conscious about my legs.
Oh. Okay, 3 more. Bill Bailey.
Bill Bailey. Is that a cat?
It's a cat.
Wow.
It's a cat.
I think it's funny to give a cat a person first last name.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good cat name.
That's a good cat name.
Yeah.
Our dear friend Nick Chambers lost his mind when he found out
there was a cat named Bill Bailey in cats.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fart.
Fart? That's a monarch?
That is a monarch. That is
Wow.
Eystein the Eighth, an 8th century king of Norway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the viewers know.
Yes. And lastly, Jelly Lorem.
Jelly Lorem. Can you spell that?
JELLYLORUM.
Is that one word or 2?
That is one word.
Okay. If it was 2 words, I might have leaned Fieri. Just like a lorem just slathered in marmalade. But I'm between the other 2 now. I'm gonna say monarch.
Cat.
Cat.
It's a cat.
Is that related to that they're jellicle cats, right? Is that the same etymology of jelly, or is this a separate?
That would make sense.
You know, I thought about it and I'm not sure. And I don't think T.S. Eliot ever put out like a guide.
Yeah, to the etymology of the cat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Even though that's what the whole play is.
I know. We'll never know.
Josh, I don't just say this. I think you might have the record. There were 26 and you got 20 correct. That was very well done.
Incredible. That is, if you were like, how many did you get right? I would have been like 7. Well, thank you. I feel great about it.
Yes.
What a time.
As you should. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Tell the people where they can find you on these internet streets, all the stuff
If
you're up to.
looking
Plug
for
your
me,
stuff.
you can find my podcast, Make My Day, wherever you listen to podcasts. It's a game show, and where there's only one contestant, so they always win. And they get to donate $100 at the end when they win to the charity of their choice. I'm at Josh Gondelman on Twitter and Instagram. And then I write things from time to time and watch Jesus and Nero on Showtime on Thursdays and Sundays at 11.
Hooray.
That's most of it. If you want more than, I have stand-up albums too, but if you want more than that from me, it's like, you've really done your homework already. So I respect that. By that point, it was like, that you keep Googling. That's, you are in. You're invested.
Yeah, but and it's at Josh Gondelman on all platforms, correct? Yeah. So make sure follow.
I'm not on TikTok because I'm old. So don't, if there's an at Josh Gondelman there, that's a different guy. And I wish him only the best.
Good luck.
Yes, make sure to follow Josh, check out the podcast, check out Jesus and Nero, and check out all of his stand-up albums because they're very funny and very good. Josh is great.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you. My pleasure.
We're back.
We are back.
We never left. We never left. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, chat. We're coming up on the end of the show. It was a tight show. Shout out to Chill Cat Dad in the chat, Emmy in the chat, Tina Talon in the chat, M Lab. Oh my gosh, all you guys. Thank you. Heart you. Thank you for hanging with us. We're crunching. We're crunching.
Yeah.
So let's get into the trailer for next week's BFOW, guys.
Let's see it.
Oh boy. And then we have to talk through it because of copyright.
Oh boy.
Tyler Perry. Yeah.
Rosamund
Pike.
Okay. Shit, Annette Bening. Okay.
Yeah.
This is got quite the cast.
It's stacked cast. I don't want to spoil who else is in it, but this is a very stacked movie. It's very intense. There's a lot of guns.
A lot of guns.
A lot of guns.
Okay. Is it all right? Maybe it's just because of Gone Girl, or actually the audio isn't on, which actually is a good thing. It's not going to get taken, but maybe it's because of Gone Girl, but does Rosamund Pike always seem to play like a character like who seems fine, but then is secretly like trying to kill everyone?
Yeah. Diane West, not Annette Bening.
Oh, Diane Wiest?
Wiest.
It's Wiest.
Oops.
Yeah, there's that whole Sklar Brothers bit about it, when she starts acting really good, it's like she goes to Wiest mode.
Okay, you need to relax.
Anytime I bring up the Sklar Brothers, you're like, take it easy.
Oh boy. Yeah. This is next week. And it's not like it's a bad film, but it's so poorly reviewed because Rosamund Pike is so goddamn good at doing her job of playing people, anti-heroes, anti-protagonists, I don't know, who are just the worst. So this got like 2 stars on a lot of reviews because people hate it. Yeah.
Peter Dinklage?
Yeah, Peter Dinklage is in this.
Holy shit.
Killing it. Yeah, so it's a bad film. It's a bad film because it's not like a bad film, but people really... I hated her vape pen more than anything. More than any character in the film, I hated her vape pen. I'm going to just disclose that now.
Oh, and also, that's my bad mistaking Diane Wiest for Annette Bening.
It's fine. All white people look alike.
That is true. There's nothing we can agree on in the rehash.
Yes. So that is available on Netflix to stream right the F now. If you want something really juicy and thrilling and compelling to hate watch, I Care a Lot.
The cast alone has got me pretty. I'm not dreading this. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
All right. Oh, yes. Well, and I forgot to shout out Emmy. Emmy was in the chat. Thank you again to Diana Liu for joining us. Check out all things Josh Gondelman on these internet streets. Check out patreon.com/2MB Studios.
Yeah.
Like, follow, subscribe, all the things. We're here. It's the rehash. We're learning because we love you.
Love you.